What's going on, guys? We are reacting to Andrew Schulz and Charlamagne the God. They are sitting down for the first time since the election. This came out a few days ago. I want to react to it, talking about why Trump won and why Kamala lost. I could give you about 50 to 100 reasons why Kamala lost. She was just a terrible candidate. She had no policy, and she's literally just running off women's rights, aka abortions, aka killing babies, sadly, and they call it reproductive rights, which means reproduce. Reproduce is not killing babies. It usually means to create. So they actually contradicted their own message. We're going to react to exactly why they think Kamala lost and why Trump spanked her. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it started.
You're looking really patriotic.
I'm feeling patriotic today, man.
You look real patriotic.
I'm feeling like America's about to enter its next golden age, and I'm feeling very excited about it, and everybody should be.
I don't see why people wouldn't be.
Thank you. I knew deep down. Everything went to plan, huh? Everything went to our plan, Charlotte.
There was not a plan.
Remember when we decided on Brilliant Idiots, we're like, yo, you'll fake support Kamala and then cause all this like distraction and, what is it? You stir up the water to catch fish. You'll do all that, and then Trump will land the plane, and then boom, we did it.
That's not what happened.
Charlamagne.
I supported Kamala Harris, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because the president of the United States of America.
The craziest thing is, and I wish Andrew actually dug into this, why did you support her? He can never give a valid reason. He will usually just go and use CNN left Democrat talking points like, oh, January 6th, insurrection. He says racist stuff. And then they'll never provide zero proof of exactly those claims. So I would like to know one day exactly why it is he voted for Kamala and see someone actually challenge him on why he voted for Kamala. Because if you ever challenge Charlamagne the God, he's very unintelligent. Like, he is not smart at all. And that's why I always say when the Breakfast Club speaks about politics, they should stop it. They should stick to music, because he is a clueless sheep that just pretty much repeats the same talking points from CNN, which is just easily debunkable at this point.
The 47th president is Donald J. Trump.
Damn right.
And I said this on Breakfast Club this morning. Like, you got to accept it. Are you an American?
Al walking out. I was just leaving.
Are you an American or are you not an American?
Damn right I'm an American.
Why would I wish for America to fail? Why would I want America to fail?
Well, you voted for Kamala.
I'm just asking a simple question.
Thank you.
Why did you vote for Kamala if you didn't want America to fail? It's really that simple. Because we would have failed and turned into communism, Charlamagne, if Kamala was elected. That's just facts.
Thank you.
I'm just asking a simple question. Like, I don't want America to fail. I have a life here. I have businesses here. I have a family here. Why would I want America to fail?
That's why we were wondering why you were supporting Kamala. No. That's why we didn't understand it. We're like, why is this guy throwing so much support her way?
Listen,
when I know that he's a patriot, when I know he's a great man, I know that he wants America to win.
Listen, everybody votes for their
Trump
interest.
derangement.
I have interest in Kamala, but I'm not going to root against. Why would I root against the president?
That's what I'm talking. Thank you. Thank you.
I hope Trump doesn't do anything he said he's going to do.
Whoa.
I hope there's only 3 things I hope Trump does.
Talk to me.
Why do you keep bumping me?
Because it sounds like you.
No.
It sounds like your squad.
He says he wants to. He says he wants to lower taxes. Do your thing, bro.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right?
He said he wants to fix the economy. Even though inflation is already down.
Yes, right.
Hey, do your thing.
You can continue to say inflation is down, but Americans are still struggling at record rates, Charlamagne. See, this is why people need to just, and I mean, you do get good clickbait off Charlamagne because he's so clueless, but he's also a millionaire. So he's very out of touch with their typical everyday American. And I know he's going to probably say, oh, Kamala did this and this better. I can't wait. I'm going to stop talking. Let's get through it.
Okay. If he wants to make things more secure, build the wall, border security, do your thing.
Do your thing, Wody.
But you're going to need the Democrats to help you do that.
No, you aren't.
Of course,
it's going to take bipartisan legislation.
It's going to take bipartisan legislation. Oh, they got the Senate and the House. So.
Yes.
Well, they don't have the House yet, but it's looking like
it's looking like they're going to have it. So they really don't need the Democrats to do shit.
Hey, man.
So they about to fix America and the Dems about to get no credit for it.
Well, here's the thing.
Yes.
Damn.
To your point, right?
That sucks for y'all.
To your point, right? To your point, right?
Yeah.
Now is the time for everybody who voted for Trump, and I would say the same thing if Kamala wins. Everybody who voted for Trump, you have to push him to do everything he promised he was going to do.
He did do that last time, though, and that's why the people loved him and followed behind him with record numbers of votes. If the election wasn't, stolen, he would have already been out of office. So honestly, this is a gift from the Democrats in a way, because we got him again, even though I would have preferred to have him previous administration, but at least we got him back. And yeah, sadly, we have to clean the Democrats' mess up. We have a record amount of illegals coming across our border who are getting record resources off our taxes. We have crime skyrocketing throughout the country, and the Democrats are trying to portray that it's not, and that crime has gone down. I could go on and on. Gas and oil has gone up. Security has gone down. Everything's gone down.
You can't let democracy don't end once the person you vote for gets inside the White House. Y'all have to constantly push him to do the things that you want him to do.
To stop the foreign wars, deport the criminals. I would like a pathway to citizenship for the people who are here illegally but have been working jobs and have families, and I think that we should, open our hearts to them.
They're gonna have to come back. He's gonna kick them out in January, and they gonna.
He never said that. This is another line, CNN talking point. Trump has said he will evaluate some of these situations where people are actually here with good intentions. I mean, I still think that if you're here illegally and you broke the law, you should be held to the law, like Americans would if they broke the law. So I believe we should honestly give those jobs to Americans. That's just my personal preference. I am 100% America first down the ticket. So if you guys want to give preferential treatment to illegals, go for it. I'm against that.
Have to come back another way.
I don't love that.
That's going to happen.
I want you to start with the criminals. Because let's see how that goes.
Such a liar.
Because it's almost, and Jon Stewart made this point. I thought it was a valid point. Jon Stewart was like, do you really think he's going to go through a whole list of people and say this person's a criminal, this person's a criminal, this person's a criminal? He's like, no, you're undocumented. You got to go. And then those people got to come back around and figure it out later.
It's clearly an attempt to deport between 30 and 500 million people is going to be complicated. So it's going to be important to know how carefully the former president would execute this plan.
A lot of the millions of people have had children here who are American citizens. So yes to mass deportation, even of women and children.
So we're going to look at it very closely. The way you phrase it is exactly right. You put one wrong person onto a bus or onto an airplane, and your radical left lunatics will try and make it sound like the worst thing that's ever happened.
That's true.
Because it's the worst thing that ever.
I will never get why the left is so obsessed with defending people who broke our federal laws to come into our country illegally. They are more concerned about this, and this is what exactly we knew they were going to do, because they did it last time. They're going to fearmonger the hell out of every little thing Trump does, while illegals on a daily basis are killing Americans, raping Americans, kidnapping Americans, even torturing Americans. We need to deport them. If you broke the laws, you need to be held to account of the law. It's that simple. Jon Stewart is the last person anyone should be getting political advice from, including Charlamagne. They're both on that same list.
Happened to them, the American citizens you mistakenly deport. Yet Trump is like, and then makes me the bad guy. And why is my wife interviewing me? You are my wife, right? Marta? Ivanka? I don't know.
Oh, he's coping.
This sounds awful, but as everyone knows, you can never listen to what Trump's saying and hear it.
I think you're taking everything a little bit too literally.
Look, Trump speaks in hyperbole. This is nothing new.
He's telling you what was in his heart. You always want to go by what's come out of his mouth rather than look at what's in his heart.
You're right. Why hold former presidents to what they say they're going to do from their mouth holes?
Modern people often ask themselves, why do I have to study?
Gonna be a lot of kicking and screaming come January, bro.
Yeah, from people like you.
It's just the truth to the matter. Yeah. They said mass deportations on day one.
Wow.
Day one.
Yeah,
So what? You broke the law, dude. How about this, Charlamagne? You give up your house, and those people, those illegals who broke the law, you let them stay in your house. I say every Democrat that has a problem with these mass deportations, or even Republican, which I don't think there's probably none, ship all the illegals to their house since they want to bitch and complain about it on a daily basis. Sorry for my language, but this kind of stuff really irritates me. Their concerns are in the wrong order. We need to focus on Americans first. We are in America, right? Let's focus on Americans.
That's a tricky one for me. I think that we got to find a place in our hearts. Now, if you're a fucking criminal, you're breaking the law, get the fuck out. But if you're somebody who's been working here legally, and we've all had people, I'm sure, work for us that were illegal, they're upstanding Americans. I see them as Americans, and they should be given an opportunity.
He said he wanted the death penalty for was it immigrants who commit murder? I think it was illegal immigrants that commit murder. Which one was it?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he said he wanted the death penalty for him.
But then he said if they deport you, if you come back again, it's 20 years, and then if you try a third time, then it's death penalty.
Run it up.
Hey, man.
Don't break the law. That's simple.
We got to have, what are you going to do? Just have an open door? Like, there's borders for a reason.
Exactly.
I don't even, what'd you say, Alex?
So they're going to...
No, Chris.
Chris is so real. Chris, when he saw my outfit, he said, "Don't do it to me."
But it's America. Chris,
why are you not proud of this? The greatest country in the world. We're about to enter our next golden age. How are you not excited?
Listen, I don't
Stop
know.
acting like you were excited by Kamala Harris. Fuck out of here.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Who's excited? Look at the polls. Look at the numbers. Nobody. Not nan, nobody.
You gotta relax.
Y'all were too relaxed. What y'all need to do is be less relaxed and hit the polls.
Listen, here's the thing. A lot of people lie. That's just the reality of the situation.
But numbers don't.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people lied. There's a lot of people that said they was going to vote for Kamala Harris. There's a lot of people that got polled. That got polled, and they said they was going to vote for Kamala Harris. It did not reflect that.
Nothing.
Like that map looked like it had its period.
Puerto Rican
first day period.
First day heavy flow.
It just did. Like it's just the truth to the matter. Like I don't think she won a swing state.
But you did. Philadelphia, right?
No,
nope. Philadelphia's not a state.
Pennsylvania's a state. That's why she lost.
That's because they don't know. They don't know. It's a damn shame.
Did you vote?
Did you vote?
She lost Pennsylvania, Taylor. She lost Pennsylvania. I don't think she won one. At least right now, as of now, we're recording this on.
Let's talk about the states Kamala won. So the only states she won were the only states that didn't require voter ID. You think that's a coincidence? I think not. As we know, they were shipping illegals into a lot of these states. In the states that did require voter ID, Trump won all of them. I'm talking. If you look at the electoral map after this election, it is a red landslide. And again, the only states Kamala won are the ones that didn't require voter ID, including my state of California, which I was very irritated and upset about. Because if you have to show an ID to purchase tobacco, to vote or not vote, to go to a casino or to get a drink, you should have to bring an ID to vote. It's really that simple.
Today, Wednesday.
Yep.
The day after the election. She hasn't won a swing state as of now.
No, she hasn't.
No, she hasn't won one battleground state. Not one. Listen, a lot of people lied. A lot of people said that they was going to vote for Kamala, and they went in the booth and did something totally different.
Or they just didn't show up at all. And I think that was the biggest issue with Kamala, is that the numbers are just way down.
Yep.
Now, part of that is from the Democrats obviously rigging the election the last time. We know that for 100% fact now.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't win the election.
No, I'm teasing.
Somebody called the radio station this morning, and they was like,
they changed the laws in the states. They did break the law. Or how about the 51 CIA agents saying that the Hunter Biden laptop was misinformation? That alone would have swayed the election based on polls. Or how about the fact that they loaded all these ballots at 3 a.m. and shut down the center so no one can see what the hell was going on? Or what about the water main leak in Georgia? Or how about Ruby, whatever her name is in Georgia, scanning the same ballots over and over and over? Or how about the witnesses by the thousands who were at these hearings who said what they saw? It's not hard to find the proof. I mean, the proof's still coming out till this day that 2020 was, I'd say, stolen, and they still want to deny it. Yet, 2016, they denied it 24/7 that Trump lost. So I don't want to hear that, oh, we got to accept the results of the election. Otherwise, we're just like Trump.
like Stop the steal. I'm like, cut it out.
No.
It's just like it was a free, fair election. They won fair and square. They won the popular vote. They won the electoral college.
Yep.
It is what it is. They won the Senate. This is democracy. You can't respect democracy only when your side wins.
A lot of people are trying to chalk this up to like Trump populism, but we're talking about on flagrant, and it's just like this is a rejection of leftist policy. It's a rejection of leftist ideology, and it's a rejection of Democrats not speaking to the issues that the majority of Americans have. They went on the campaign trail and they just gaslit Americans, and they said, "Oh, the border's not really a problem, and I'm not actually going to do anything different than Biden."
The first big issue,
huge,
big issue.
It's like
I caught a lot of shit last year when when the illegal immigrants started coming in, and then the Republicans were taking the illegal immigrants, putting them on buses, putting them on planes, sending them to sanctuary cities. And then Democrats were like, stop, enough. I'm like, yo, y'all are the ones that built these sanctuary cities. Y'all are the ones that told them to come here. So Republicans sent them. I thought it was evil genius. I said it then. I thought what Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott was doing was evil genius. Little did we know how much that was going to come back to bite them in the ass come election time. A whole year and a half later.
Huge.
A whole year and a half later. And guess what? All it takes sometimes is just to simply be like, hey,
why don't you experience this?
Fucked up. But we fucked up.
But they couldn't say that on the campaign trail. And they just weren't addressing the issues that the American people felt strongly about. And she wouldn't distance herself from Biden. Like, she needed to throw Biden under the bus, below the bus, dig a fucking hole in the ground and put it into it, and she refused to do it. And maybe that was out of loyalty, maybe that was out of strategy, but she needed to be like, that motherfucker fucked up, this is how I'm gonna do it. And she didn't do that.
The biggest thing that they said, I saw people saying they said that clip from The View.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
Oh, that ended it.
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
When she was on The View and they asked her what would she do different than Biden,
she said nothing.
And she said nothing that I can think of.
Yeah,
he spent so much money running that ad over and over and over and over and over in all these battleground states. And here's the problem with Democrats. I've said it a million times. They don't know how to message.
Their message is terrible. It's just abortions, Trump derangement syndrome, January 6th, and that's it. There's literally nothing. They are the party of the warmongers. They are the poor party of the rich elites, Hollywood, the musicians, Diddy, Epstein. It is all in the Democrat Party. And the people are sick of it. Normal, everyday Americans are struggling now more than ever. They are concerned about their security and their children's future, and that's exactly what they voted on.
Biden and Harris do some good things while they was in the White House.
Sure.
Yes, they did.
Sure.
But they don't know how to message it. Yeah. They don't know how to tell people the good things that they did.
Also, people don't want to be told the good things while they're hurting. When your foot hurts, nobody wants to be like, but your hand is okay, right? Motherfucker, we're not talking about my hand. We're talking about my foot.
You're right.
And the American people were very specific about the issues that they had.
I've said this a million times. When you're saying things like the economy is better, right? And then you say, look at the stock market. The people that are complaining about the economy not being good don't even have no fucking stocks.
They don't even know what the fuck is going on.
I'm from a rural area in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, on a dirt road.
Dirt road.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like.
I know it well. We were doing this podcast for 11 years. Population hasn't changed in 11 years. Ain't nobody fucking. Nobody. Roe v. Wade is alive and well in Moncks Corner, South Carolina.
It's like 12, 13 now.
Oh, wow. God damn.
My point is, those people like that in those rural areas, they not thinking about no stocks. They thinking about how can they put food on their table today.
How much is bread?
And listen, Trump spoke to people's grievances. He just did. And I think that, I was having this conversation last night because we did the broadcast from Howard University, and it was me and Envy and Lauren LaRosa and the Native Land podcast, Andrew Gillum, Angela Rye, Tiffany Cross. And Tiffany was just saying how, people are just stupid, right? She was like, this just shows how ignorant people are, and people, they're not intellectuals.
Hey, I'm so for the Democrats to be saying that. Keep on talking that way. You're going to gain 0 votes. Actually, you're going to lose votes by the day if you continue talking to voters like that. So now they're saying if you voted for Trump, you're stupid, you're uneducated. And that's what Whitney Sonnen, whatever her name is on The View, she actually is literally saying that uneducated white woman or woman that did not go to college, so she considers them uneducated, are the ones that voted for Trump. What a bigger insult to Americans face than saying something like that.
Yeah, and I go, look, you don't have to be smart to know that you can't pay your rent. So you don't have to be smart to know that you can't afford these groceries.
Also, so when all those people that voted for Barack Obama did it was because they were smart and they were intellectuals. And when the same people voted for Trump this election is because they're stupid, so they just got stupider over time. Like, explain that.
Listen, man.
It's not like we got a new population.
Oh, you're right.
The same people that she's calling stupid were smart for voting for Barack. Maybe it's because Barack ran a campaign that spoke to, what's that?
Hope and change.
Hope and change, and spoke to things that people wanted. She didn't run that. She ran a horrible campaign, bro.
No,
it is what it is.
She ran a great campaign for what it was. You got to think it was 100. It literally was 100 day for a 100-day campaign to be thrust in that position because you got a guy who's running off ego. You got a guy who was clearly just being selfish. You got a guy who was clearly just power hungry. I know everybody wants to say Biden is a hero. I can't look at it like that. The reason I can't look at it like that is because, you won the election. The first thing you should have said was like, look, I'm only here for 4 years. So y'all get ready. Okay, get ready. Or 18 months ago when we were saying this guy is not going to make it till November. This guy is not going to win an election in November. He should have told them way, way, way back when, look, I'm not running again, yo. So y'all figure this out so y'all can do a primary, get the best candidate, whatever it is. He didn't do that.
No amount of time would have changed it. Because at the end of the day, she's still Kamala Harris.
No, I'm not saying even for her. I'm just saying they could have did a primary and they could have picked the candidate.
Oh, yeah. She would have
lost.
That
somebody would have won, that they would have wanted. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she would have got it. Maybe it would have been Mark Kelly. Maybe it would have been Josh Perry. I don't know. I'm just saying.
The Democrats have exposed their cards. They have lied tremendously to the American people. They have said the border was secure when it wasn't. They use the same talking points. They take one clip that Trump says, maybe a word out of a 2-hour speech, and take it out of context. They've exposed their cards, which is why big media is at an all-time low and why we the people are now the media. The trust is gone. Once the trust is gone, you can't get it back. I really believe the Democrat is a very small minority of the population these days, very small. And they're not coming back because there's nothing good on the Democrat side. They're literally for transgenderism and child mutilation at young ages. They're for open borders. They are for giving illegals everything for free off our taxes while Americans struggle. They are for overseas wars. They can't help when we have tragic events in America, yet they could send billions on a weekly basis to Ukraine or Israel or all these countries that they're starting wars with our taxes. There's nothing good about the Democrat Party. That's just my opinion.
They didn't have a superstar. She's not a superstar. It's just what it is. They tried to do their best to hide the fact
a superstar to beat Trump.
Exactly.
That's just
because he's a superstar, whether you like it or not. You might disagree with him.
Yes.
He is an undeniable superstar.
Why are you saying that though? Because he lost to Biden. Biden's not a superstar.
I keep telling you,
the only election that the Democrats have won in the last 20 years was Barack Obama or Barack Obama's VP. People voted for Joe Biden because we were in love with Barack Obama. Don't get it twisted how incredible Barack Obama was and how in love with Barack Obama we were.
I wasn't.
Barack was, and I mean, you saw him on the campaign trail. Like, it was unbelievable watching him. He's a superstar.
I think, and I've said it a million times, I think Joe Biden won in 2020 because of a series of unfortunate events. Because of COVID, because of the George Floyd protest, all of these different things. I think without those things, Joe Biden does not win in 2020.
So how does he
mail in?
But so how does he win this time, Trump?
You said what?
How does he win this time around?
Because people remember how they felt in 2020. They just remember how they felt.
Because people are done with Democratic policies. They're done because it's not just Trump, right? Like the DA in LA got removed, Gascon, this guy, who put in a lot of like Democrat policies that people hold responsible for the city not being what it used to be. So people in general were rejecting Democrat policies. They were rejecting left-wing ideology. And that's why Trump won the popular vote. And that's why they won the Senate. That's why they're probably going to win the House. It's not like this was a flood.
But they had a lot of white Senate Democratic candidates who outperformed Kamala.
White Senate.
Yeah, they had a lot of white
do with anything. Why do you
Democrats who ran for the Senate who did outperform.
What does them be? I'm missing why them being white is important.
I don't know. They just was white. I'm just saying.
He's obsessed with race.
That's what they're labeled as. But a lot of them did outperform Kamala. And you had the governor of North Carolina is a Democrat.
Yeah.
He won, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think none of your points are wrong, but I just don't think it's one thing. I think it's a bunch of different things that caused Democrats to be in the position that they're in now.
I also think like horrible strategy at the end of the campaign. Like I thought that at the end of the campaign, the Kamala campaign was very specific at the last month. It was like, we just want black people to come out. And that's the only people they targeted. It was the only podcast they did. It was the only media they did.
Nah. She was out there with Liz Cheney the most. Liz Cheney was our biggest surrogate the last month.
That was the worst decision the Democrats ever made.
I agree with.
But that's a separate argument. Like, because, and we were talking about this on Flagrant, but like, here's a perfect example. People talk about like how Republican Trump is, right? Who's Trump surrounded by? Just name me the names. Who are Trump's people?
Tulsi Gabbard, RFK
Democrat.
Jr.
RFK Jr., lifelong Democrat.
Elon Musk.
Lifelong Democrat. Vivek, voted for Obama.
Yeah.
On and on and on. It's just Democrats surrounding him. Homeless Democrats that used to be lifelong Democrats, and then the Democratic Party left them. So now they find this
other. The rest of the Republican Party who just falls in line with them.
Exactly. Now you have who is the biggest surrogate, like you said in the last month for Kamala?
Liz Cheney.
The worst possible name that you could attach to a politician in history. Cheney.
I think they invested too much money into trying to court white women and trying to court Republicans. I don't think they invested enough money into their base. I don't think they did enough to go after their base. But their base still showed up though. Can't act like the base didn't show up. Black men showed up and black women showed up. It was white men, white women, and Latinos.
Latinos showed up for Trump. But also she didn't
more than half of Latinos voted for Trump.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So
they're the ones who cost her the election.
But she didn't speak to white people or Latinos the last month. She only listen, she spoke to white women with the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Oh, you talking about this with the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the ground. I'm talking about the ground game.
No, I'm talking about the podcast. I'm talking about the media that she's done, right?
Gotcha.
So, and also on the media, besides the Brett Baier interview, all of it was preferential treatment, especially on Shannon Sharpe. She's literally saying that Trump's just going to like steal people out of their homes and take everything away. She had the easiest interviews I've ever seen a presidential candidate have. Just like Biden, these people don't even ask him serious questions, nor are serious people. They are not political people. They should not be interviewing presidential candidates. I could interview them way better than Shannon Sharpe could.
Oh, she did the Call Her Daddy. That's white women. After that, she does Breakfast Club. She did
Brene Brown.
I don't know who that is.
Big, huge white woman podcast.
I don't know.
Yeah, so Call Her Daddy, Brene Brown.
But she does
The View,
The Smoke.
She did all the Smoke. She did The View.
View is white women and black women.
She did Fox. She did CNN. She did a lot.
I'm saying, what are the other pods that she's done?
Oh, just pods?
Yeah.
Pods, she did Alex Cooper, Brene Brown, All the Smoke, Club Shay Shay.
Terrible one.
That's it.
Maybe there's more. Felt to me like a specific, first of all, it felt like there was no outreach to young men at all. Like, especially non-black young men. Like,
that's because they're trying to turn men into women and then masculate women while they degrade men. Yes, it turned off black men in record numbers, hence why black men, actually no, all minorities of men voted for Trump, because he pushes that alpha masculine mentality where the Democrats, they think men can give birth and men can become women. What manly man is going to want to vote off that, especially when you're allowing transgenders, which are just men pretending to be women or women pretending to be men, being able to be in locker rooms with the opposite sex and allowing it, or allowing them to take these scholarships away or these championships that these women or men fought their whole or prepared their whole lives for. It's ridiculous. And I've seen it happen on so many occasions where women are robbed from men who can't win against other men. So they just go in and say, I'm transgender and now I'm a woman.
Like a zero. And so I'm not exactly shocked when I saw that they did not come out for her at all. She could have went on the biggest platform in the world and the biggest platform for Black people in the world, which is the Joe Rogan podcast. Yep. And she chose not to do it. And I think that that was a very foolish mistake.
Fun fact.
Yes, everything Andrew Schulz saying is true. I love that he's actually calling out the left. Charlamagne the God is actually, come to Jesus moment and a little light. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that reaction. Please like, comment, subscribe. Have a blessed day.